Welcome to lesson 4. In this lesson, we're going to have a practice, and this practice indeed assigns different types of values: strings, integer, float, and boolean to variables. Prints their values using print function and demonstrates dynamic typing by changing the data type of each variable from an integer to a string and print it again. Okay, let's see. What are we gonna do? First, we can start with a name. Let's say first name, and it's always great to separate words with underscore. It's gonna be great. Let's say the name is John. Okay, so the way we write it, as you see, between quotes. So the first value is string. Okay, the second value, let's say age, and the age is, let's say, 20, and then the second value or the variable in this situation is integer because it's a number without a decimal point, and we want to have something with the decimal point. So at this point we can say, let's say GPA, so let's say 3.75. Okay, so what sort of value is this? Data is this? That is a float because it has a decimal point. So is graduated. So we will assign a value to this. Don't say false, let's make it true. Okay, perfect. So what sort of data type is this? This is boolean. Okay, so we have 4 different type of variables. Now what we want to do with this, we want to print this. Okay, so I'm gonna write it here like print the variables, print the variables. This is our aim. Okay, so I just wrote it as a note. So in this situation, what we want to print, okay, we want this program to print, okay, double quote, first name, oops, first name, and then comma, and first name. As you see here, when I am trying to write this, the computer is giving me a clue. So I assign a variable here, and when I double click on it, it is telling me the relationship between these two. This is so useful. I really use this a lot. It's really helping me to find the direct relationship between the values. So when I say let's try run this program, so what appears here, first name John, and then so first name, this is my value, so first name will be John, and then when I wanted to print this first name, this as a string directly appear here. Okay, and then my value will be here. If I'm gonna change it to, let's say, cat, let's say again cat. Okay, so when I run this program again, so the instead of John, now it is cat because I assign a different name, different string here, so it directly impacted on the result. So going back here again, I can clear this place too. Okay, now second thing that I want to do is print. I want to print, let's say, age this time, age, and then the value for this will be depends on the value that you give here. Okay, so when I double click, I can see the connection, and then assign a value of 20 here. So when I print this one, it's gonna be 20 over here. And then now let's print the GPA. Print. Okay, so double quote GPA, and here comma and GPA. So now everything is perfect here. So when I click, there is a connection. Let's see what will happen if I'm gonna convert it into GPA all uppercase. There's no connection, so case sensitive. You always remember. We go back to GPA. Okay, now lowercase, the values are recognizing one another. And the next is print, okay, has, forget the comma, has graduated. Okay, so in this situation is graduated my value. So what happened here, it is directly related with one another. Let's run my program, see how does it look. Okay, first name John, and age 20, GPA 3.75, has graduated through. Okay, so everything perfect, but I just wanted to show you also how dynamic the variables are, how I can change them. So let's do it. And dynamic structure of the typing in Python, we will understand it maybe kind of better. So now I call it, let's say, dynamic typing. Okay, so because it's dynamic, not static, it is gonna change. Let me clear this one. Okay, so now if I'm gonna say age, now I will assign a different value. I will say 20. Okay, I will say 20. Now the age is a string instead of an integer. Okay, so age used to be 20, integer, now it is a string. Okay, so let's see what will happen when I double click on age. You see the connection between this age here and here. Okay, now it is different. Now I want computer to print age, let's say, just to emphasis on this, after dynamic typing. Okay, is what we will see now. And again, okay, so again we will say H, and now it's over. Let's see, when I click on this H, you see how connected the values are connected to one another. Let's run the code and see. And so in this situation, H at the first place it was 20, but after dynamic typing it became now 20. So I also we are going to use these sort of things a lot, and you will see through the examples, you will understand through the examples. I think seeing examples, seeing how it is done will inspire you. I would suggest you to do the same thing without maybe looking at it, and then if there will be a mistake here and there, you can go back to the video and see, compare it with yours, and correct yourself, or just if it is correct, Appreciate yourself. Okay, so see you in the next class.